Hey y'all, what's going on? This is James. I hope all of you had a great day today. Yeah, so I decided to do this video, I guess for my second word because I don't want to do a whole lot of typing. I know people don't like to read. They like to watch things more than they do read. So that's why I'm recording this video. So anyway, with that being said, the second word I want to bring was talking about the comfort zone. And yesterday I think it was yesterday or the day before, I was going through some old pics on my phone, just kind of looking to see what was on there, what I needed to delete, old things. And so I came across this one pic that said, somebody had, it was on Facebook that I'd saved. Somebody said that I had to make you feel uncomfortable or else you wouldn't have moved. And they had put a dash mark and they put God underneath of it as if God had said that. It said that once again, I'll repeat it. It said that I had to make you feel uncomfortable or else you wouldn't move. And then yesterday I was looking on Instagram. Yeah, I rarely ever go to Instagram. But anyway, I was watching videos on Instagram and I came across this guy his Instagram name is EndoChamp. Like, I don't know what his real name is, but he goes by EndoChamp on Instagram. And he was doing a video. It starts off with him trying to pick up a tire, and he walks away when he supposedly couldn't lift it, and so he goes, "You're just gonna give up." But I'm gonna keep it. Fast forward later on, he was also talking about the comfort zone, and he was talking about how you'll never progress. And he said a quote that really kind of interests me, and I never really thought of. He said that a comfortable man is a dead man walking, and I was thinking like how I mean, I don't know if that equates to death, but he went on and explained that the only people who feel comfortable are the ones in the grave because they can't do that. That's it for them. But if you're alive, you should never be comfortable. You should always be trying to strive for more. And then yesterday when I was working, of course I thought about the story of Jonah, a story that's something that you learn as a kid, but as an adult, you don't understand how important the story of Jonah actually is. Yeah, it might sound like a children's story, but the story of Jonah is an extremely important story because this is a man who, when you look at the grand scope of it, this is a man who was in his comfort zone. Okay, well, what it boils down to, the main reason why he didn't go to Nineveh, or he didn't want to go to Nineveh to preach to the masses there that God wanted to preach to, is because he was in this comfort zone. And then a lot of people are going to say, well, the Bible doesn't say he was in his comfort zone. Well, actually, yeah, it kind of does. Now, granted, the term comfort zone is a more recent term. It's a 20th century type of term. It wasn't there back then. But yes, God had to make Jonah uncomfortable for him to move and do what God wanted him to do. Yes, he was out on the boat. I think he was sleeping, if I remember correctly. And the storm came. Fast forward, they throw him overboard. The big fish swallows him up. He was in the belly for 3 days, and eventually he got spat out, and he was where he needed to go. So he preached to the people of Nineveh. That's the short version of it. And yes, God had to make Jonah feel uncomfortable. Why? There was a raging storm which rocked the boat. That'll make anybody feel uncomfortable. And then when you're inside the belly of a big fish, you're definitely going to feel uncomfortable. I'm sure no one in the history of humans has ever been comfortable inside the belly of a fish. So that's how I know he's uncomfortable. The point I'm trying to make is this: comfort does you no good. I first heard the term comfort zone when I was in high school, and somebody told me I need to get out of a comfort zone. They didn't use the word comfort zone, but they used words. I don't think it was complacency. I don't think it was stagnation. I think they called it a shell of sorts, and that kind of annoyed me because I figured, look, as long as I'm feeling comfortable, I was thinking, I mean, I didn't say it to him, but I figured as long as I'm feeling comfortable, as long as I'm bothering nobody, I don't see why you should care whether or not I'm in the comfort zone. I'm not hurting anybody. It doesn't affect anybody, so why do you care if I'm in the comfort zone or not? But I was wrong. See, the comfort zone, when you're stuck in the comfort zone and don't want to do anything, you're bothering God, actually. Now, I know a lot of people are going to say, well, wait a minute, what's this guy? What do you mean bothering God? Well, I'll tell you what I mean. You're bothering God because God has plans for you. God wants you to excel in His name, and He wants you to be in places where He can use you to not just uplift His name, but to do His work. Now, whether or not that's to preach to somebody, pray for somebody, whatever it is, God's work spans many different things in many different ways. And when you're in the comfort zone, you're not doing His work. He wants you out of that zone so you can do His work. And so yeah, you are. So I'm not, when I say you're bothering God, I'm not saying you're hurting Him. No, you can't really hurt God, but yeah, you can definitely. God does feel emotion, so but I don't want to say He's hurt by it. He's not happy with complacency and stagnation. I don't like the term comfort zone because I don't think I don't think it's the right phrase to use, but people know what you mean when you use the word comfort zone. Personally, I prefer, like I said earlier, I prefer complacency, stagnation, all that. But yeah, this a lot of times people think leaving the comfort zone or not being complacent or stagnant means just venture out and do anything and everything. They say you only got one life, go do whatever. That's also not the right thing to do. Like, just venture out, try different things. That doesn't work because those different things don't always work in your favor. And when you try something out that God does not have in store for you, it doesn't work. You will Anything not backed by God has basically a near 100% fail rate. Anything that God doesn't approve of has a 100% fail rate. Just look at Satan. God didn't approve of him, thinking that Satan was better than he was, and as a result of that, Satan got kicked out of heaven for good. But I'm gonna wrap this up. Anyway, yeah, it's good to venture out and travel something different, but pray on it first and make sure it's what it has the Lord's backing, and make sure it's sanctified and has His seal of approval. Because yeah, leaving the comfort zone is great, but you always want to make sure that you have God at the forefront. And that's all I got to say about that. If you want to add this particular topic, because I can't think of any more, feel free to do so. And I just want to say thank you all for your time, and I hope you enjoy the rest of your day and the rest of your week, every minute. Thank you.